Sandra, can you hear me? Sandra, can you hear me? So how long were you down there, or have you been going back and forth?
No, so I was supposed to, so my realtor was like right on my place, so she thought from the beginning of the year, like I was there in February, like over New Year's, and then she's like, oh, I have some big flakes, and then like people that have been out for like the season,
Yeah.
they like ghost her, and then so everyone wanted it, and then she's like, no, I'm downtown, more downtown, which is fine. So I was like, I'm booking it for March.
Yeah.
I said, you probably won't rent it because that was like, so I literally did a ticket for 2 days. She's like, no, I have somebody they wanted for 8 months. I was like, okay. So she was in Greece, and she's my friend, and she was in Greece for her husband in Greece. She's like, just stay at my house, and it's up the street from where my place is. It was like a quarter mile up the street. So I stayed there for my vacation. So I didn't have to. And I was first cancel and use the credit another time.
Yeah.
But I had to get something at a nurse closet. She couldn't find the key. So I my met my attendant and they're so stupid. So I got to me I had to grab something really fast.
I was talking to somebody. You know how you told me that that after two times you can only rent two times in the building, and then you have whatever. I ran into somebody down in Miami. They said they had a similar thing, but then there was a big storm, and everything got wiped out. So they got like another 2 years. So they didn't have any record of who had stayed when, and so
Yeah, because bylaws are different. Like ours, I can only rent it one time per year unless you overlap. Like it starts and say
Well, their
125.
thing was they want them to buy. They're like, if you come 2 years in a row, you can't come anymore unless you buy. We want you to buy. I know.
Yeah, no, mine's not. But everyone's are different. Do you practice anything?
Huh?
Are you practicing there? Like full on?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my balance completely sucks because my feet are numb from neuropathy, but and I've lost some strength, so some of the arm balances are more challenging than they used to be. But I'll get it back. It's just weird. It's weird when your feet are numb and you can't. It's like I know it's there. They're moving.
Oh, okay, okay.
I try to like I guess coming from like like we grew up listening to radio, right? So I kind of like to listen to
Me too.
different shit still.
Yeah.
So Pandora's easy because it's just hit the radio without commercials.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see if we can switch this. Anything you want to do today? Postures or body parts? Triangle. Triangle? Okay. Okay. I pause as I'm like, I went into like deep thought. I was like, okay, well, a triangle is a hamstring stretch, and what's one of the muscles you need to engage to keep your low back safe? Your hamstrings, right? So here's why I'm stingy with the hamstring stretches. So your hamstrings, right? These muscles back here, they're going to be this, or they're going to be this, right? Extension. This is the lateral one. So they attach somewhere here, right, as they come down, and then they're going to attach here at your sit bones. So when your hamstrings are engaged, your sit bones pull down. What's the misalignment of life? Anterior pelvic tilt, which is sit bones up, right? So if your hamstrings aren't engaged, you could pull your belly button in. Look, I'm doing mine. Here's my sit bones up. I can't pull my belly in anymore. You could see I'm hollow in my belly, and this didn't change shit, right? But now if I do this, that's my hamstrings pulling my sit bones down. Now my belly button can draw in, and I don't even have to go, right? I don't have to do that. I can just hold my belly in, and now this space is proper, but without proper tension. So if your hamstring stretches look like this, your hamstrings are tight. If you're like this, your hamstrings are not tight. They might feel like they're tight when you stretch them, right? But they're not tight in their short and weak sense, right? So the cue I always give is pull your heels to your butt to your heels. So what did we say the action was here? Like we're doing this, right? Or this. So you want to do this action isometrically. Pull your heels to your butt to your heels, and you'll start to get those hamstrings to engage. Easier said than done, of course. Hamstring deactivation and glute deactivation is the main driver to the anterior pelvic tilt, right? The other one that's a contributor, and I've been working on this with all the past few weeks, scapular retraction, which means shoulder blades to the midline, creates hips forward anterior pelvic tilt. That's why in your plank, does this look like it should work to just be a plank? Hell no. That's why you don't collapse between your shoulder blades, right? A push makes your shoulder blades protract or go out as compared to retract and go in. This is cobra, right? But in a plank, it's this way. Now, is that too much? Yes. Just like that's not enough, right? But that's the action so that this is neutral and then this can stay neutral. Otherwise, this goes together, right? So we want to try to clear some of that as well. Probably wherever you want, if you want to come up here or if you want to. Yeah, okay. Heel, right? Stretch the outside of your foot, pinky toe mound. Widen your foot, big toe mound. Those are the elements that you should be trying to focus on when you place your foot. There was a time that they did this, big toe mound first, inner heel. You just reinforced your arch collapsing, right? It's never gonna build back up this way. So you start from the heel, you work to the pinky toe. This has actually changed in human movement the past few years. They don't teach any of this anymore. It's always pinky toe mound. And then you go foot wide, and then look at my arch. Look at, this is my foot that wants to collapse on me, right? Because it's my mobile side. But look how my arch can stay nice and lifted. That's going to keep my foot from then collapsing through, right? So we'll start with the feet, and then we'll build up into the ankles and stuff. All right, take a nice seat. Close the eyes. Sit up nice and tall. You know, and I tell you all the time, like, I try to explain some of the muscles we use and some of the movements and the actions because, you know, think of all the things that you know in life. Don't you think maybe we should know a little bit about our bodies, about this one machine that we have? Because when you can learn a few things about yourself, then you're going to be able to optimize those different moments. I don't do anything that I don't like focusing on. Like when I have to carry the grocery bags in, that just becomes a workout, right? I sit into it, I take a breath, right? I come up like, and of course I'm that dude that has to get every bag in one shot, right? So I'm there and I'm holding and that's how I walk through, right? And that's how I move through that chore that I have. That's how you keep yourself from getting injured, right? Like anybody who does any kind of exercise or movement, right? That's an adult athlete, and you have to be able to control those different movements. It doesn't get easier, right? It only gets more challenging. So when you can pattern things in your body, right, it's going to make your movements more efficient. That's why I ask you to do things like reach out of your heel. We talked about this last night. That's why I ask you to reach out of your heel, because the heel is going to connect to the glute. It's going to connect to the hamstring, the back body. We're already anterior pelvic tilt, right? Front body, tight quads. So to reach out of the heel is just going to bring a little more intention to those deficient areas. Just like your breath, right? Listen to yourself breathe. And then we're going to sharpen it up, because there's going to be some spots that are going to need a little bit of kind of connection to. So as you listen to yourself breathe, you just start to feel. And you feel on the inhale how the ribs open up and the belly comes out, and on the exhale, the belly goes in and the ribs compress. And then we break down the inhale. Well, we tend to gasp the beginning of the breath kind of quick, like, so that's why we say slow down the beginning of the inhale, lengthen out, the whole draw in. On the end of the exhale, it tends to taper off, so it's like, instead of, so push a little more on the end of the exhale. You just sharpen those spaces up a little bit. Count out the breath so you can bring it to balance. If the inhale's 2 or 3 seconds, the exhale is the same 2 or 3 seconds. Ujjayi breath holds the breath close to us. That's where it rebounds off the back of the throat. As the breath turns to movement, for the next 2 or 3 seconds, however long your inhale is, let your arms just lift up. And for the 2 or 3 seconds, however long your exhale is, let your thumbs come to touch, and then your pinkies, and your pointer fingers, and your ring fingers, and your middle fingers. Take another inhale. Feel yourself lift up. Feel the muscles in the spine start to activate as you sit up tall. Exhale, hold that space. Feel the belly draw in. And one time together to initiate our practice. Together, the sound of Om, all together. Deep breath in. Beautiful. As we softly bow our head to our heart, our head to each other's hearts. Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes, release the hands. All right, let's start out child's pose. We'll get into the low back a little bit. Triangle, maybe we'll kick up into like half moon or something like that. Play with some balance today. So child's pose, toes, big toes are touching, knees are wide to the edges of your mat, arms are overhead. This is going to be a little more of an active child's pose. In child's pose, we chill and we hang out sometimes. Well, here we want it to be a little more active. So we're going to energize it a little bit. Claw the floor. Hug your hands into the midline. Let your forearms lift up away from the mat, so they're off the mat. Let your inner biceps lift up away from the mat. Slide your forehead off the mat. So now you feel the back of the muscles in the back of the neck igniting. We want that. You're going to start feeling your spine, like between your shoulder blades, but from your head to your butt starting to kick on. That's one of our misaligned areas, right? So that's a little challenging, but feel that space. Now take a breath. And as the arms lift up to the sky, as the back of the neck lifts to the sky, soften your chest down towards the mat. One more breath. Next inhale, come up, all fours, hands and knees. Hands an inch or two in front of your shoulders, knees an inch or two behind your hips. Low mountain. All right, so we're in a pose right here. Toes are curled. Pointer finger is straight forward or turned out. We don't want this where the fingers are turned in, right? Straight or out a little bit. Now charge those legs up. So sweep your inner heels out. Hug your shins in. Pull your heels to your butt. All that energy coming up the legs into the hips. Hold it there. Hug the hands in. Hug the forearms in. Squeeze the biceps, all that energy going up into your shoulders and into your chest and your upper back. Pull your pelvic floor in. Pull your belly button in. Pull the shutters closed right here if you're not sure. Shutters, right? Top of the abdominal wall, close them. And now breathe. When you're ready, oscillating cat-cows. So you take the hips up, back, and around, forward, under, and down. Up, back, and around, forward, under, and down. Let's do 5 to the right, and then we'll do 5 to the left, or whatever your side 1 is, and then we'll go to side 2. Now take your time, stay with your breath. So if it's 2 seconds, right, to inhale, it takes 2 seconds to take the hips up, back, and around. If it's 2 seconds to exhale, 2 seconds to take them forward, under, right? And then after your 5, come to a neutral position, so find the flat back, and then work side 2. Real nice way to clear that lumbar spine. Taking those vertebrae through full ranges of motion. So the entire spine, really. But good for sciatica. Anybody has that? This is a nice little way to clear that. It's a therapeutic. After you do 5 each way, we'll meet back in the low mountain. Remember, low mountain's a pose. You're not hanging out waiting for me to say step back to plank. It's full on. I always do that thing where I like walk up the tree arm, right? If I try to push her, she goes nowhere, right? See, look, this is low mountain. This is solid. It's not just like hanging out, right? Fire up. You're stabilizing your body. We're going to use this, right, shortly. Take another breath and then step back to plank. Now, shoulders are going to line up on top of your wrist crease, and you're in dorsiflexion. If you're not sure what that is, you can look at Trina and see how her heels are reaching back to the wall behind her. Her feet are not straight up and down right now because she'd be too long. She wants to reach back. Now, keep that, lift the hips, and push back to downward dog. So there will be your distance for downward dog. Right now, when we do our vinyasa, this will measure up, so we'll be able to flow through a little bit. Now, first downward dog, if you want to bend the knees, bend the knees. If you want to pedal, if you want to swivel a little bit, go for it. Come to neutral. Now, just like we did before, we were a little less weight bearing, so it was a little more accessible. It's a little more challenging now. But hug the hands in, keep the forearms lifting up away from the mat, keep the inner biceps lifting up away from the mat. Slide the back of your neck forward so your chin isn't hanging towards the midline. Even like look to the heels of your hands. There's the muscles in the back of the neck engaged. Pelvic floor, belly, shutters. Now if you want to charge the legs, charge the legs. And then reach from the hips, down the back of the legs and out the bottom of the heels. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra, take 3 nice breaths. So here's where we're squeezing those shoulder blades to the midline, right? So we're convex between our shoulder blades, or concave between our shoulder blades, convex in our chest, right? Round here. After the 3 breaths, lower your chest, push up through plank, back to downward dog. Now, if it feels better to bend your knees in downward dog, bend your knees. If it feels better to straighten your legs, straighten your legs. It's not a right or wrong. The 2 main elements we're looking for in downward dog are arms overhead and then sit bones reaching to like where the ceiling and the wall meet at the back of the room, as compared to them being pulled under. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take the 3 nice breaths. Drag your hands back to you like you're pulling your belly forward. Then that's space through the spine, shoulders back and down. After the 3 breaths, back to chaturanga or lower your chest. Push up through plank, back to downward dog. In the feet, right, as you scan down your body, make sure your heels aren't spinning in. They're going to try to fall in, so you might have to spin them out a little bit. Keep the feet active here. Right? They should look alive, like the toes are spreading, right? And you're pushing into the balls of the feet. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. High on your fingertips or the blocks, right? Give yourself that space so the spine goes straight. Push down, right? That's going to be top to bottom. Front to back is going to be pull your right heel back to you and your left toes forward, right? Like you're scissoring front to back. Side to side is going to be like you're hugging your shins in towards one another, even though they're not next to each other. Now, as you keep lifting that left thigh up, soften the right one down. Try to get the thigh parallel with the floor. One more breath. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana, one crescent. Work from your front foot, work from the back foot. Drag them in. Keep sweeping the back heel out because it's going to try to fall in. It's going to try to do this on you. So you got to sweep it out a little bit. Now from the legs, work through the core. So from your pelvic floor, your belly, your shudders, your heart lifts, your throat's back. Gaze is like where the ceiling and the wall meet. Reach through the crown of the head. Now maybe even curl back. But keep that front knee coming forward so it stacks up on top of the ankle. One more breath. Exhale the hands down. Left hand stays down. Draw the right elbow back. Maybe reach up for the twist. Now remember what I always say. Hip twists are above the waist. I don't say it. Science says that. You don't want this left hip to drop. So the easiest way to keep the left hip up is to soften the right thigh down towards the floor. Try to get it parallel. Now reach back out of your left heel. Now reach forward out of the crown of the head. Now open the chest towards the sky. Maybe twist, maybe even look up. Nice, yo. Inhale, come back to center. Place the hand down. Step back, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Remember, stay with your breath. I'm always going to be a little faster, right, to stay ahead of you. You keep it slow with the breath. That's something we always work on, right? Can we truly work with our breath? Make sure if you're straightening your legs in your downward dog, you're not hyperextending the knees. So you want to have a little bend. I always call it a micro bend, right? We're not trying to bend our knees like a squat, but we're not trying to hyperextend them. So just a little micro bend in the knees. Make sure you're in the front of the joint. Hyperextension is where you go beyond the optimal range of the joint. Now keep pushing your hands down and forward. Feel the chest go back towards your toenails. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. And just make sure your hips width apart here. Sometimes we step too narrow. We want to be just hips width. There will be balance beam poses, right? That's just not this one. Here's just that neutral space. Then work from the feet up the legs, up through the core. And as we reach back, as we reach forward, side to side. Keep feeling the ribs expanding. Think like a cylinder, right? Feel the power, working through the legs. Feel everything controlled as you inhale, come up. Right? There's a nice intention as those arms come up, Virabhadrasana 1. Instead of like the wobble and shit that wants to happen, right? You worked hard to create a foundation. Then we start playing with it. Now, as the back heel sweeps out, the right hip's going to draw forward a little bit. We want that. That's going to help keep these SI joints safe, this lumbar spine safe. Now reach up. The belly button's going to bring the top of the pelvis back. It's going to fill the lumbar in. When you curl back, it happens here under the shoulder blades, not in the low back. One more breath. Then exhale the hands down. The right hand stays down. The left elbow draws back. Maybe we reach up with the twist. Maybe we keep the elbow bent if that's where the twist feels good to you. But remember the tricks to keep the right hip up. It's to soften the left thigh down. It's to reach back out of the heel on the right side. Then forward out of the crown of the head. Then we start to open the chest. Maybe we look up. That's going to play with the balance. Inhale, come back to center. Place the hand down. Step back, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Nice, y'all. Beautiful poses. Stay with your breath. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Right from your feet, right? Check out my toes. Fired up. Pulling it up the legs. Pelvic floor. Pull it up. Belly's in. Shutters are closed. Like I'm squeezing in on myself in my arms. Yep. Head and throat back. Now, like, you can almost see I'm starting to shake a little bit. That's how much squeeze, but my face is like, it's just some shit I do. Right? You got to settle in the pose. One more breath. You're stabilizing yourself. Inhale your arms up. Now, charge the hamstrings. Pull the belly button in. Pull the shutters closed. Reach up. Now curl back in the pose. So sacrum stays back, right? It's heels back, inner thighs back, sacrum back. Shutters closed. That's a lot of shit, right? It always is. That's why yoga's mindful. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your thighs. Sit back deep. You want the heel of the hand here, high on the crease of the hip. And now sit back. Quads come up and they attach here at the hip bone, right? This rectus femoris, the middle one, is a hip flexor, right? Is that a chair pose request? That can come next. Keep sitting back. You all know I don't miss a chair pose, right? When someone does it, I'm like, oh, perfect. Now I can blame them for that chair pose. With love, you know, of course.
We were just talking about gi.
Yes. In honor of Guy.
In honor of Gaze, it's all coming around. Push down, rise. It's been my whole day so far. Trina and I were talking about something. A song came on. It was the exact shit I looked there. I was like, dude, look, this is the words. It's happening. Curl back. It was like it was listening to us. Well, it might have been listening to us. Inhale, come up. Now let's go for the whole thing. Sit back, Utkatasana. It's a chair pose. You know, like when you and someone are talking at home and then you go on like social media and the shit comes up? That's kind of weird. Now, don't let the knees collapse. Don't let them blow out the side. Sit back deeper. Sit bones go down to the floor, not to the sky. Lift the arms up. Sit back deeper. That's it. One more time. Legs, core, lift the arms, sit back deeper. Awesome. Push down, rise up. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Now, this is a challenge because remember we said scapular retraction creates anterior pelvic tilt. So before you pull your shoulders back, right, bring yourself forward so there's a little crease at the hip. Now fill your ribs up with breath. Now exhale, take the shoulders back. See, now we can hold this neutral Tadasana space instead of this. And where does this go? Right to my low back. What's the middle of the bridge? Low back, where's the weak point? The middle of the bridge, right? That's why this shit is always so hard. This is the middle. But you do those couple different techniques and you're gonna be able to hold the space a little more. And then release the hands, swing the arms up, take that big reach. Maybe curl back a little bit. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward, walk the hands out in front, reach the right leg straight back, standing split. Now, we want to feel where the root of this pose is going to be. It's going to be in your left heel, or whatever your base leg heel is, okay? So, reach your right heel back to the wall behind you until your left heel gets real heavy and you can move your toes on your left foot, but not your heel. That's where we want to be. Exhale, lower that right leg, take a breath. Reach your left leg straight back, or whatever your side two is. When you lift the leg, lift from the inner upper edge of the thigh. It'll keep that left hip from peeling up on you. Down, 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 down. Here, yeah. Now lift from here so this happens. Yeah, see, because when you go internal rotation, it brings this back down. Now reach the heel back. When the right heel gets heavy and the right toes can move, that's what we want to feel. Exhale, lower that leg. Walk the hands back in, sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up, take a big reach. Let that right hand grab that left wrist. Inhale, go up. Exhale, go towards the bricks. We're trying to peel, right? Right off this hip, right up off this pelvis, through the lumbar spine, through the low back. All the way up, really, but that's where we're pulling out of. So split the energy. Root, so go down from hip to heel, but then go up from hip through the ribs and the arm. Inhale, come up, swap the hand. Inhale goes up. Exhale, go just a little bit. Whatever angle you're on, root into the right heel. Peel up on that angle, and then exhale, go a little further. Inhale, roots. It rises, right? And then we go a little bit deeper into pose. Keep playing with it. Stay with your breath. Inhale, come up. Release the hand. Fold, forward, fold. Inhale, look forward. Plug those arms in so you have short little T-Rex arms or like a robot. Now work your hands down towards the floor a little more, so to your blocks, right, to your fingertips. If you feel like the arms are disengaging, inhale, look forward, plug the arms back in. See, this is extension of your spine, right? Flexion, where our belly's crunching, right, that's not extension. The length is through this like a back bend. Spine's a little interesting to work with, but that's the idea. So every time you look forward, you lengthen your spine. And then every time you fold, you go a little deeper into the pose. Right, so for you, come up higher on the block and straighten your legs up. And only hinge as far as you can. Because that way we get the stretch. Yeah, through there. Yeah. And that way you feel now there's more of a stretch here, right? Because ultimately it is a hamstring stretch. Except we got to make the space up so it's not uncomfortable, right? I even do this sometimes with people. Right? Yeah, and then more from there. I bring people to the wall sometimes, right? It's like, no, hold on to this shit. Whatever brings out the best pose, right, is what we're talking about over here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Move through your vinyasa 3 times. So flow a little bit. There's a challenge in the vinyasa, right? Because it has momentum. You need to be able to control the momentum. Start, stop, and hold. Accelerate, decelerate, and stabilize. Stay with your breath. Think of the 2 or 3 seconds. We'll meet back in downward dog. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. Spin the back heel. Come up Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. This is a balance beam pose. That means your front heel is going to line up with your back arch. So if you drew a line down your mat, line the heel up with the arch. On your right toes, your front toes, they're facing 12 o'clock, the front of the room. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Your left toes are just past 9. That's going to create a little internal rotation of that left thigh. You want it to feel like you're sticking your butt back on the left side. Then pull the belly button in. Reach through the back hand a little bit. Yes. Now breathe. You know there's not a lot of chill here in Warrior 2. It's a powerful pose. Then the palm comes up, slide back into reverse warrior. So with my feet, I never really take my ankle into this position. I always ride it like this. So all my like, yeah. And that way I start to, so go my foot, like all fired up. And that way you get a little more muscle energy into the foot and the ankle. Instead of like letting it sit in that, yeah. And then the arch collapses and all that shit, yeah. That feels good. Yeah, go with that. One more breath. Inhale, come up, Warrior 2. Spin the hands down to the floor, spin the back heel up, downward dog. I think Trina just gave me that look like, are you going to link something else into this shit right now? Reach the left leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel, come up Warrior 2, side 2. So this is what we were talking about in the back. If any of you, I mean, I practice with most of y'all on Thursdays. I'm on the mat. I was with y'all on Saturdays. Whenever I'm in this position, you'll notice my foot is never flat. It's always riding the inside edge like this, like Tadasana, right? That gives me the connection in my foot and into my ankle as compared to this. Now, if this is your flavor, go for it, but this is mine, right? This is where I know my pose is the best at. Now, if that feels good to you, go for it. But that's going to start bringing more energy, more muscle energy towards the foot, the ankle, the low leg. Take the right thigh back, take the right hip back, take the right ribs back. Yeah, so you're facing the brick wall. And then bring the gaze right over the middle finger. This is full on. Every muscle hugging into a bone here. Now, slowly for 2 or 3 seconds, inhale, take the palm up. Exhale for 2 or 3 seconds, curl back into pose. That's just how long your breath is. Now, sometimes the knee drifts back on you, so bend back into the knee so it stacks up on top of the ankle. Take a nice big breath on the left side of the ribs to the front of the room, and you're going to feel the ribs expand. That's the inhale. The exhale curls back on the pose. Yeah. And then inhale, come back up to the warrior two. Spin your hands down to the floor, spin the back heel up, downward dog, move through one vinyasa. Nice, y'all. Remember, you got to bring things into your practice that are going to make your poses optimal, right? And I always say, if you can manipulate and control, then manipulate. But if you feel like you can't control it, then just stay as neutral as possible. Drink time? All right, lower your knees, sit back on your heels, take a little break. The other day, there was like 5 of you or so ready for a drink, and I was like, nah. Trina's like, I guess he's not going to take the hint. I was like, I'm not, we're going to pose. I heard you. I don't miss shit. I hear it all. I see it all. But that's the game we play, right? Sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes it's accessible. It's never really easy, right? If it's easy, we're just doing shit that's not going to get us anywhere, right? You always want to try to make it a little challenging. So you think of exercise of any kind. It's positive stress on your body, right? That's what we're trying to do. And the more positive stress, the stronger you get. The more open you get and pliable and mobile, right? All that. All right, let's meet back in all fours, hands and knees. Take a couple breaths. Right arm up, left leg back, spinal balance. Now, if you want to work this from all fours, hands and knees, awesome. If you want to step back to plank and work right arm up, left leg back, feel free. Exhale, lower, left arm up, right leg back. The thumb is up. The toes are down. We reach back out of the heel. We reach forward out of the fingertips and the crown of the head. Exhale, lower, but now put it with your breath. Inhale, right arm up, left leg back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm up, right leg back. Exhale, lower. Keep it going. Your heel back through the wall behind you. That way we extend out of the hip. Keep pushing down, even into the one hand and the arm, and feel yourself lifting from the mat. If you started with your right arm and your left leg, finish with left arm and right leg. And if you're in plank, we'll meet back everybody all fours. Awesome. When you're ready, step back to plank, line it up, and then downward dog. Keep pushing the hands down and forward. Keep sliding the back of the neck to the front of the room, or like you're looking to the heels of your hands. If your chin falls to the midline, your upper back goes with it. And we're trying to bring our spine into neutral thoracic extension, not flexion. Right? So think about where we want to be here. And your head hangs all day long. It does not need to hang here. Right? Activate the muscles. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel, come up Utthita Parsvakonasana. So extend it, side angle, bent arm to bent knee. This is a balance beam pose, right? Heel in line with the arch. Same setup. Toes are pointing, front toes to 12, back toes are just past 9. See, sometimes to get that thigh back, right? We like stick our butts back this way. So you walk your hands to the inside of that right foot. And as you stick your butt back, the thigh will root. Then you could climb the elbow to the knee. Now the right knee might be pulling in because these are the muscles we're stretching, the adductors. You want to open these up last, right? First you want to charge the legs and pull the belly button in, right, and get all that set. Now we open the inside of the thigh. So sweep your heel to this wall over here and the knee will peel to the bricks, or go right sit bone to right heel, however you want to think. If you're going to go hand down to the block of the floor, extend it down. If you're going to rotate open, you take the top of the ribs back and the bottom of the ribs forward. One more breath. Exhale the hands down to the floor, spin the back heel up, downward dog. Nice, y'all. Move through one vinyasa. Stay with your breath. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge, spin the back heel, come up Parsva side 2. Rip your feet together. Lots of power when you're hugging in here. Feel the left side body. It's going to want to try to side crescent. Don't let it. Open that bottom side body. Yeah, because if you don't clear the left hip, there's nowhere to lengthen any sit bone down to, right? You got to open that up. Now start to open the inside of that left thigh. If the hand goes down to the block or the floor, inside the foot tends to be a little more accessible. Behind the foot, a little more challenging. Definitely not a right or wrong, wherever you want to play. One more breath as maybe you rotate open. Maybe you look up, play with the balance. And then inhale, come back to center, place the hand, push back downward dog, move through one vinyasa. Awesome, y'all. Get that tree pose, can prep that up. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. Hamstrings are charged, belly button's in, sit bones are down. Reach up through the thumbs, maybe curl back. If it feels better to stay up straight, stay up straight. Better to curl back, curl back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in front. Vrikshasana, tree pose. So we're going to root into our right foot, heel, pinky toe mound, big toe mound. Then we lift that left leg up, we open the hip, and we bring the toes down, either here low on the leg, or if you're going to go high up on the thigh, you're up here. Now as I push my foot into my thigh, I want to push my thigh into my foot. So both sides are hugging towards one another. Now don't worry about the knee right now. Take this right hip back. Even if the knee comes forward, it's okay. Take your hands and push them together. Lean back till you feel your right heel get heavy. Now, as you push down, breathe up out of your waist. Now we can lengthen the sit bone, left sit bone, the left heel, or see how I take my heel and I sweep it forward and my knee starts peeling out. You want to play? Take the arms up overhead. You want to stay here? Stay here. Keep the heel heavy. You want to start to look up, look where the ceiling and the wall meet. You want to keep going, look overhead. You want to keep going, close your eyes. Open your eyes. Exhale, release. Swap side 2. Spread the toes, heel, pinky toe mound, wide into the big toe mound. Right leg comes up, hip opens, toes low or high, wherever you want to be. I push both sides. Take the left hip back. Hands push together. Breathe up out of the waist. Start to open the inside of that right thigh. Sit bone to heel or sweep the heel. Now lock in like you feel all the muscles hugging in the bone. Then if you feel stable, we challenge it. Remember, positive stress. Maybe the arms go up. We still need to keep going. Maybe we start to look up where the ceiling and the wall meet. We still need to go overhead. We still need to go, close your eyes. Open your eyes. Exhale, lower. Awesome. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up, big reach. Curl back a little bit. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Keep the weight balanced, right, from heel into the front of the foot. Keep those arches lifting up. Keep that energy pulling up the inner thighs. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine. So like drag your fingers back to your toes. It's gonna pull your spine forward. And now fold into pose a little deeper. You use that little feedback, right, to get a little more space and then move into the space. Right hand to the outside of left calf or shin, take the twist. Left hand to your fingertips, your block, your hip. Some of you are reaching that left hand up to the sky, go for it. If you're taking the left hand to the sky, take your right hand, turn the outside of the hand towards the ankle. So you take the shoulder back. Inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle. When you're ready, swap side two. So left to the outside of right, right fingertips, block, hip, maybe to the sky. You take the back of that left hand, spin the shoulder back to the outside of the ankle. Inhale, come back to center. Next inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Let's see, we gotta keep kind of a... Roll to the outside of the right foot, stack the left foot on top or in front. Come into side plank. Push down into the thumb and the pointer finger side of the hand. Push out of the big toe mounds. Feel the hips lifting up away from the mat. You want to go Vashisthasana, hug your left knee to your chest. Take your two fingers between your big toe and your second toe. Kick your foot towards the wall with the window and the door. Then take it towards the sky. Or hold your knee like this. Release the leg. Inhale, come back to plank. Push back, downward dog. Take a breath. Roll to the outside of the left foot. Stack the right foot on top or in front. Push out of your big toe mounds when your feet stack up like you're pushing on a gas pedal. Lots of fire coming up from the feet, up through the legs and into the hips. Vashi is right knee to your chest, two fingers between the toes, kick to the brick first, then start to open towards the sky or hold the knee. Release the leg. Inhale, come back to plank. Shoulders are on top of the wrist crease. You're reaching out of your heels. Feel yourself push down and lift up. Keep your belly button to your spine and your sit bones are lengthening towards your heels. That's how the low back stays safe. Keep breathing between your shoulder blades so that you feel your shoulder blades moving away from each other, not in towards each other. Remember, is there too much? Of course there is. You got to feel where it's at. And I have no idea how long that was. Where are we at?
Got about 20.
Got 20 seconds left? All right, keep pushing down. Keep breathing. Knees count. These look awesome. Keep your hips up. See, a little more challenging to engage the hamstrings with the legs straight. You got to keep pulling your heels to your butt and your butt to your heels. Keep working that belly button to spine. Those arms starting to shake a little bit. That's it.
Done.
All right, lower to your bellies. Awesome. Take your hands underneath your head. Turn your head to one side. You can do reverse windshield wipers with some butt wiggles, whatever feels good. Awesome, y'all. One thing I tell you all the time is time under tension, right? That's how you get stronger. The longer your muscles are under tension, the stronger they get. So when you're squeezing and holding, that's producing strength. And then inhale, come back to center, swap the hand. If one was on top, swap. Turn the head to the other side, a couple more butt wiggles or some reverse windshield wipers. and then come to neutral. Take your right arm underneath your chest, bend your left knee, reach back, grab your ankle, your foot, or your strap. Now, before you pull your heel to your sit bone too far, bring your belly button to your spine and bring your pubic bone into the mat, or sit bones to the backs of the knees, right? However you want to think about it, front or back of your pelvis. Now start to draw the heel towards the sit bone. If you still feel this in your low back, bring your forehead to your forearm, and that'll help clear the whole back out. Remember, where did we say these quads were attached? Here at the top of the pelvis, right? These hip bones. So as we stretch them, what do you think they're doing? Pulling the pelvis, top of the pelvis forward or back? Forward, right? And that's why it can want to go to your lumbar a little bit. So you got to keep the belly button working to the spine. Now watch the boing as you release. We'll swap side too. Before you pull your heel too far, belly button the spine, pubic bone to the mat. Drag your left arm back to your waist. It's going to pull your belly forward. It's going to clear the low back a little bit. Now work the heel to the sit bone. Watch the boing as you release. Roll to your right side. Bend your knees in front of you like you're watching TV on the floor. Left leg. All right, so I'm here. Take your left hand, go to the inside of your knee, but the outside of your foot. Pull your hand into your foot a little bit and push your foot into your hand. We're going to engage these muscles here. Now, take the leg towards like where the ceiling and the wall meet, over here to this wall with the window and the door. Now, start to take the heel up towards the sky. Make sure there's a little micro bend here in the knee. Don't hyperextend. And you want this out seam to go forward, so it's external rotation. So you can sweep the inner heel in a little bit here, but we've talked about this in the past. There's two joints here. We're really trying to move the femur, your thigh bone, right? But yes, you can get that to happen by sweeping the heel. It should feel like the outside of your thigh moves away from your ribs. Now, above your waist. Yep, and that's how you bend the knee, come back to center, take a breath, roll back to your bellies, and then over to side two. So I'm here, knees in front. You could have your hand here, here on your block, whatever's comfortable. Then I go right hand inside the knee, outside the foot. Pull and push, kick towards where the ceiling and the wall meet by the bricks. Sweep this left heel down into the mat. Now start to take the heel towards the sky. So you feel the stretch is getting deeper here, right? Deeper here. Keep the arm plugged in. Don't let the arm disengage. Then the out seam goes forward. We breathe up above the waist. Yep, and we play both sides. One more breath. Bend the knee, release the foot, come back to center. When you're ready, place your hands, take your shoulders back, curl your toes, charge your legs up, core. When you are ready, knees count. Push up the chaturanga, take a full round of breath. Then push up the plank, take another full round of breath. Then push back to downward dog. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, pigeon. So take your right knee nice and wide to the right edge of your mat. Your left knee will be in line with your left hip. You'll be lifted up away from the mat, right? There's a space under us. How do we get the space? By pushing down and ripping your front knee back and your back knee forward. If at any moment, if Trina took her hands off the floor, look, hold the space, right? See how the lift is? That's from the muscle energy. This pose seems like it's more organic than muscle. It's the exact opposite. It's more muscle than organic. It just seems like it's at the 3/4 mark. We're about to lay on the floor, right? It feels like hangout. It's not. It's full on. So pull those knees together. Pull that pelvic floor up. Pull your belly button in. When you close the shutters, you're going to feel like your spine lifts up out of your waist. Now maybe fold into the pose. I know a lot of you like to fold. If you stay up high, you're in the prep. Okay? If you fold, you're just taking the pose into extension a little more. It's not right or wrong. Now we got a nice opener in the back of that right hip and down the back of that right leg. In the left leg, you're feeling in the front of the thigh. Does supine pigeon feel better to you? Well, to me, that's just another misalignment. And you're trading it off for a glute stretch that's not even as far as you can go, right? Yeah, yeah. Does that feel better in the hip? Yeah. I know it's not always exciting, but yeah. And remember, as long as it feels good to you, go for it. If not, do whatever, work. You know what's going on. These look awesome. See, there's no collapsing, right? A fold and a collapse have two different definitions. Fold means you control that shit, right? Collapse means it's controlling you. You want to make sure you're always in control of these poses. One more breath. Inhale, come up, place the hands. When you're ready, lift the hips, unwind that right leg, reach it back to where the ceiling and the wall meet, so reach out of your heel. Inhale, come forward, right knee to left elbow, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, right knee to left elbow, so across the body, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward one more time across the body. Then as you reach back, lower that right leg down, take a breath. Reach the left leg straight back, step it through, pigeon. So now the left knee is nice and wide to the edge of the mat. The right knee is in line with the hip. We push down, we hug in, front to back, side to side. Top to down is to push down, right? Top to bottom is to push down. Pelvic floor, belly, shutters, feel the lift. Then if you want to fold, go for the fold. If your toenails are flat to the mat, you're extending the pose out a little more. If you feel like you need more muscle energy, your toes are curled. You're trying to pull into the pose more. It's not a right or wrong, right? So just feel where you need to be. But stay active from your feet like you're pushing out on gas pedals. On that left one for sure. So you're pushing out of the big toe mound, you're pulling the pinky toe side of the foot back to you. And you keep that through the legs and up into the hips, and then up through the spine. And then inhale, come up, place the hands, lift the hips, reach the left leg back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, left knee to right elbow, so the twist, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward across the body, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward and back. When you get that leg back, lower it down. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a big reach. Maybe curl back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in front. All right, let's put this together. Triangle to Ardha Chandrasana, right? So I apexed it. So any of you teacher trainers out there, this is my apex pose of the class, all right? So right leg forward, left leg back.
Thought you forgot.
It's up there. All right, triangle. We tend to go a little bit short. So I always say to y'all, bend into your lead knee and bring your warrior two leg, right, or your Parsva leg. Then as you straighten, that will give you a little better idea on where we need to be. Same thing on the feet, 12 o'clock or straight forward on the right one, in front of 9 on the left one, so a little bit of turn forward. Root the thigh back, so take the thigh back, take the hip back, take the left ribs back. Yeah, so your chest is facing this wall with the window and the door. Take the arms up. Now breathe and get the side bodies tall. We got to clear the waist again, right? Now hinge at the right side of the hip, bring the hand down to the block or the floor. Inside the foot, be a little more accessible. Behind the foot would be a little more challenging. It's not a right or wrong. Keep the legs ripping towards one another. We've worked on this to keep those hips from popping, right? We don't want that to happen. Now keep opening that right side body up. We practiced that before. You might have to squeeze the left side. Yes. One more breath. Now exhale your left hand to your hip, bend into your lead knee. Now you could either kick up from here or you can drag that back leg along the mat as you come up into Ardha Chandrasana half moon. Remember, we did this before. Reach your left heel back to the wall behind you till your right heel gets heavy and your right toes can move. Kick your back leg forward, so if you look down your leg, you can see your toes. That's thighs back. Pelvic floor, belly, shudders. Now start to rotate, so take the top of the ribs back, the bottom of the ribs forward, as the right sit bone goes down to the right heel. One more breath. Now, scissor your legs together, float back like standing triangle. Yep. Bend into that lead knee, step forward. Nice, y'all. Let's try side two. Left leg forward, right leg back. Awesome. Let me watch. No, not when I saw you before. I saw you opening that up. Yeah. All right, now, bend into the lead knee, come to your warrior two legs. Remember, if poses are too short, then shit's clogged. Just like if they're too long, then shit's too open, right? We got to find where that sweet spot is. Straighten that front leg. Breathe and get nice and tall. Yep, when you're ready, hinge at the left side of the hip. What we were just talking about was we're not trying to side crescent into the left ribs, which is what wants to happen because it's the path of least resistance. You're trying to go Tadasana in the upper body. So open from hip to armpit, the left side. You might have to squeeze the right to get it. Maybe we look up, spread your fingers, start to practice the balance by looking up. Yeah. One more breath. Then you're going to exhale that right hand to your hip. You're going to bend your front knee. You're going to half step or drag or kick up. Half moon. Then we reach the right heel back till the left heel goes heavy. We kick the right toes forward to take the thigh back. We work from pelvic floor to belly button, shudders, so then we start to rotate open. And as we lengthen that left sit bone down to the left heel, our junk and our chest are facing over by the brick wall. Maybe we even look up the arm. One more breath. Now scissor the legs, float back, standing triangle. Bend into the lead knee like warrior two. Step forward. Hands meet, Anjali Mudra. Awesome, y'all. Very quickly grab your mats, find a spot on the wall. If you like to invert in the middle of the room, you're more than welcome to stay there. If you're at home, you don't have the wall to kick up on, you can always lay on your back. Knees are bent. Interlace your hands behind your thigh as you reach your heel to the sky. Take a bunch of breaths, and then you can swap into side two. If you're at home or in the studio, it's not your day to invert, you can go legs up the wall or do a pose that feels good to you. I'll talk everyone through downward dog and L pose. If you want to do handstand, headstand, tripod, pincha, one-handed handstand, anything you want to mess with, work on your own. Trina will be coming around, so you can grab her with any questions. And then once I get everybody up, you can grab me as well. Okay? We still have more spots on this wall over here. I see like 2 or 3 mats in there, no problem. We could get one more here. We can get over here. We can get another mat. So if you're going to go on your own, whenever you're ready, if you want to stick with me for downward dog and L pose, we're going to go all fours, hands and knees, feet are touching the wall. All right? When you're ready, lift the knees and the hips, come to a short downward dog. When you're ready again, step 1 foot up the wall and then the 2nd foot up the wall. If your knees are bent, you're in downward dog inverted. If your legs are straight, you're in L pose. Everybody, though, push your hands down and forward. Keep your chest working back towards your toenails. Nice, y'all. In L pose, have your thighs parallel with the floor. Awesome, y'all. Handstand is Tadasana, mountain pose, with your arms overhead. Same idea. Same focal points, right, when you're thinking about your engagement. We'll be here about another minute or so, so if you're about to kick up, go for it. If you feel like you're inverted out, we're going to meet on our backs. All right, let's get ready to meet on our backs, okay?
Ridlow's Bird of Paradise.
That's your pose, man. Actually, her pose is Birds of Paradise in the Ekapada Bakasana. What's that, 2? Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll try to do that with y'all in the next week or 2. Maybe next week we'll try to do it. It's been a little while since we messed with that.
That's another gi pose. That's another gi pose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he would do it on the block.
Yeah, he would do it on the block. All right, let's meet on our backs. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor. Feet are parallel like train tracks. They're at least hips width apart. We don't want to be any narrower. It could be a little bit wider because it'll give us a little more space, a little more foundation, but not much. Feel your heels with your fingertips so we know our knees are stacking up on top of our ankles. Bring that sacrum flat to the mat. That's how we're going to protect the low back, right? So we're going belly button to spine. You're getting hamstrings by pulling your heels to your butt. Charge the legs. Charge the core with the head and the shoulders back. Slowly lift the hips. Come to bridge. Wiggle the shoulders under a little bit, maybe. Some of you like to interlace your fingers behind your back. Go for it. Make sure you're keeping the thighs back, right? We're not lifting too high. So if you feel your knees splaying away from each other, it's probably because you're too high. Now let the knees reach forward. Let the upward palate of the mouth reach back so the throat opens up. One more breath. If the hands are clasped, release. Slowly lower down. Take your feet wide. Let your knees touch. One hand on your heart, one hand on your low belly. The second one here, I'll talk you first into bridge and then wheel. Play wherever feels good, okay? Inhale, open the knees, reset the feet. Bring the arms along the sides. Start to charge those legs up. Core, with the head and the shoulders back, slowly lift the hips. If you're going to interlace your hands behind your back, if your left pinky was under, right pinky gets a turn. If you're going to go into wheel, place your hands wide to the edges of your mat. Turn your hands out. Plug your shoulders back. Push down to come up. If you need more curve, lift the heels up. But keep the heels sweeping out away from each other. The misalignment is that they spin in. So you got to keep spinning them out. Maybe pump your heart towards the wall you're looking at. You're going to feel the arms slide deeper onto your back. One more breath. Then stay engaged as you lower down. Take the feet wide. Let the knees touch. If your right hand was on your heart, left hand on your heart. Opposite hand on your low belly. And then windshield wiper the knees side to side. When you balance both sides out, come to neutral, hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. Make a couple small circles on your low back or your sacrum if that feels good. Come to neutral. Keep your knees bent. Let your knees settle to the right. Left shoulder stays rooted. You can always take the block, when your block goes between your knees, you're going to try to, it's going to help stack that left hip up on top of the right. When the block is to the outside of the right thigh, it's bringing the floor a little higher, making the twist a little more accessible. If any of those feel good to you, go for it. Now go belly button to spine and sit bones lengthen to the backs of the knees. And you'll feel that left hip stack up more on top of that right. But don't lose the shudders. You hear me say that shit every single time, almost every pose. But in twists, losing the shudders just lets the ribs manipulate. And we want the spine to twist. And then inhale, come back to center. Soften in the middle for a second, right? Take a breath. Then let the knees go towards the left. And then breathe up out of the waist and root back into that right shoulder. Like, be careful, but like, you can feel if you let your shudders go, how your ribs just gonna manipulate. Your shoulder blade's gonna wanna hammer to the midline, right? That's not a twist. Your rhomboids, the muscles between your shoulder blades, they ain't got shit to do with a twist. Would they manipulate it though? Of course. It's obliques, it's spinal erectors, right? This is what we want to feel when we rotate through. But remember, your body don't give shit about alignment, right? It only cares about how easy can it get the job done. Path of least resistance. You have to create alignment, right? To the point where the path of least resistance is the alignment. Your body's going to go, well, you know what? Every time they do it, if I don't do it right, they make me do it twice. So I better get it right because I don't want to do it twice, right? I know. It's interesting, but that's how our body works. Inhale, come back to center, take the legs out straight, reach the arms up overhead. I mean, I think everything in nature is the path of least resistance, right? That's just the way. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Hug those knees to your chest. Take those knees wide. Come to happy baby. Ananda Balasana. So sacrum is flat. The misalignment here is you're going to roll to your lumbar spine. So you got to go sit bones towards the mat. You can always let go of your feet and hold the outside of your knees. Y'all see me do that all the time. Then the sacrum will go flat. Then the knees can go wider than the shoulders. And then as you draw your knees to your ears, you get a real nice stretch through the inside of the thighs, back of the hip. If you want to go hamstrings again, you reach one leg out, both legs out. Rock side to side, whatever feels good. And when you're ready, inhale your knees to center. Exhale your legs out straight. We'll take Shavasana. Beautiful practice, crew. Feel free to add or remove layers or props. I'll talk everyone through laying flat. Be more than welcome to do a variation if it feels good to you. It better not play this wedding song again for Shavasana. That's all I'm saying. To clear the low back a little bit, you just lift your butt up and you take your hands to the fleshiness of your butt. You're going to push it to your heels. And then you're going to place your butt back down, and there's going to be this real nice settling in the lumbar and into the sacrum there. The legs reach out, the feet gently roll open. The arms come along the sides. And as the open palm turns to the sky, the shoulders settle back. Your head rests back. Maybe your eyes close. And the tongue softens from the roof of the mouth as the body gets heavy. Skin lays on the muscles on the bones into the yoga mat. The mind turns back to the breath. Each exhale clears and removes and makes space, and each inhale draws in something new, the change, the work. And your heart opens. So it gets ready to move the practice into the yoga of life, the practice of life. Begin here to draw in a deeper breath. Feel the breath washing over the body from your toes to your fingers, the crown of your head through your heart. Reawaken that better version of yourself. As the fingers and the toes wiggle, maybe the arms and the legs stretch or reach, or move in a way that feels good to you. You're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest, roll to the right side. When you're ready, push your hands down, come up to a seated position. We'll meet together with our eyes closed, with our hands in front of our hearts. And one more time to seal in our practice, our time together with our Kula, our yoga family. Together, the sound of Om. All together, deep breath in. Beautiful. As we softly bow our head to our heart, our head to each other's hearts. For all of that hard work and that determination, that challenge, the love and the support you always give each other, it's to you that I bow. Namaste. Thanks, crew. Good to see everyone. You know, if you have any questions or anything, grab us before you go. Maybe I'll see some of y'all next week. If not, I'll see you soon. Anybody have anything to announce? All right.
So I did clean it, but apparently not well enough because I came up and it was hanging off my hat in front of, I know, and I was like, I know that is.
Thanks,
not
home crew.
clean.